Hey, cheer. We're starting off with some Christmas music, and it's one of my favorite songs. Hey, Becca. I missed whoever just came on too in the blue. Hey, boo. If you are not in the spirit, nothing like Donny Hathaway is going to get you there. I'm trying not to dance too hard. Tulips are some of my favorite flowers. It's going to be a very special Christmas for you too. I do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all ready for Christmas yet? No? Don't feel bad. I haven't shopped one thing. But I'm still excited. Oops, I messed up. I'm so not a DJ, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining my scope today, lunchtime scope. And today we're going to talk about what does it mean to live in purpose and to walk in purpose. This is Aaliyah Mims of LTheoryExperience.com, and I am the creator of the Redesign Your Life and Activate Your Goals program on my website. So I'm going to just jump right into the topic today because I know it's your lunchtime and you probably have a limited amount of time. This is just going to be 15-20 minutes. And so for my folks that are hopping on the rebroadcast, I want to get right to the point for y'all today. So I have a lot of information. Are y'all ready? You know, it's Monday. I like to start off the week with lots of information for you to ponder. So go ahead and either grab your pen so you can write some of this information down, or go ahead and type in your notes in the comments. And this is why I want you to type your notes in the comments. And just like it's really helpful for you to handwrite notes in your journal, I also know that we're in the age of technology. And so typing your notes somewhere will also help it to stick into your brain. So go ahead and type it. It's not for me, it's for you. So I want you to do those two things. And we're going to have some fun today. Y'all ready? Give me a thumbs up that you're ready. Thank you for the hearts, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what does it mean to walk in your purpose? Becca's ready. Walking in your purpose is one of those things that a lot of people at this time of year are getting ready to talk about their New Year resolutions. Hey, Colson. Hey, how are you? People are talking about their New Year resolutions. They're talking around what they want to achieve in 2016. They're reflecting on what they did achieve in 2015. And for some people, that reflection is coming from either a place of joy because they're super excited. But for most of us, I would say, this is my made up number, I think about 85% of people are not quite feeling confident that 2015 was the most amazing year for them and that they were living in their purpose. And for many people, it's because they don't know what their purpose is. So I want to give you some quick tips and quick information about what does it mean to live your purpose and to serve in a place of purpose and to really be living your place of purpose and not just the life that's on your resume. So the first thing that I have for you about what does it mean to walk in your purpose, it means that you're using your talent for servitude. You're using your talent for servitude. Talents are given to us not to just benefit our pockets and benefit our bank accounts and benefit our lives. Our talents are given to us so that we can serve others through our talent. So I want you to be thinking around, how can I take my talents and use it to serve other people? Because when you do that, you are walking in your purpose. And the reason why, and this brings me to the second point, is that when you use your talents and you serve others, you're really planting a seed. We're not going to be on this planet forever. And just like when you think about a seed, you think about a mustard seed, and those things are planted in the ground and they grow and they bloom beyond the life of the person who planted them there, and that they go on and they provide and they give beyond. Thank you, Becca, beyond the lifespan of that purpose. And so I want you to think about not only how are you living in service, but when you do that, you're planting a seed that's going to go ahead and blossom beyond you. It's going to become your legacy that when people think back to you, they may not remember your name and they may not remember your individual actions. They're going to remember the impact that you left on the world. So the first thing is, how can you how you're living your life in purpose if you are serving others. Also, if you're planting a seed that's going to be a legacy that extends beyond your own lifetime. The third thing, are y'all having an error? I'm getting a quick note from someone else saying that there's an error on their Periscope. So can y'all, I see the heart, so that tells me that the connection is still fine. Okay, good. So that's the second thing. The other thing that you have to know about living in your purpose is that your purpose is bigger than you. So I want you to think back to say, what do I think my purpose in life is? And if it's just something that begins and ends with you, maybe that's not quite what your purpose is. Maybe your purpose needs to be more expansive, because our purpose should not only just serve and not only be a legacy, but it has to be something that's bigger than you. It's not just enough for it to be with you. The other thing, and these two are ones that I personally have been working on, is that you're living in your purpose when you're working from your heart. Our gifts are not just this technical thing. So it's not just a matter of, can you take excellent photographs? Can you dress someone really nicely? Can you earn a company millions of dollars? You have to think about, what spirit am I bringing forth when I use my talent? How can I make this a heart thing and get into the minds and the spirits and hearts of people, and not just this very tangible thing that is temporary? Because money is great, but money is a resource, which means that we all know you can't die with it. We're not like the ancient Egyptians where we buried ourselves with all of our belongings because we thought we were going to need it for the next world. But we have all come to this place in our evolution as humans that we know that although these tangible things are really here for our service and really here to help us to be a resource to get to the next level. So I really want to challenge you as well. How can you use your talent and come from a place from your heart, come from a place of love, and come from a place of compassion, and come from a place of humility? Y'all know that at the end of last week, I was really talking about being humble. And the reason why is because when you lower yourself, when you bring yourself down from the ego place, and when you bring yourself down from that place of arrogance, you actually invite more people in, and people are more likely to listen to you and to follow you and to believe in you and believe in what you're saying or selling or doing, because they see that you believe that you're on their same level as well as just another human being having a human experience right now. And so the last thing, what it means to walk in your purpose, it means to exercise patience. And y'all, I'm an impatient person, and I think this is another thing that God is working on me with. When you exercise patience, it's important for a few reasons. One, it allows you to slow down and pay attention to the lessons that are coming your way. It allows you to have trust that the tests and the challenges that are coming your way are building you up so that you can be even more successful and more abundant and touch more lives with your talents. Patience means that your way may not be the best way, and it may not be the only way, but this process is just as important, and excuse me. My computer's doing something crazy, but this process is also intentional to help you grow so that you can help other people grow. So those are just a quick recap. Walking in your purpose means service. It means doing something bigger than yourself. It means making it a heart thing, coming from a place of compassion and love. It means planting seeds, and it means exercising patience so that you can use that purpose not only to impact your life, but the people impacting the lives around you. So here are some of the things that people say when they might know all of these things. They say, I know I'm supposed to walk in my purpose. I know what my purpose is, but I still am having a hard time. And these are some of the things that people say when they have a hard time. Some people say, I don't have any talents. I didn't go to school for XYZ. I'm not creative. I don't know how to make other people a lot of money. I'm not a good singer. We have all of these things that we recognize as talents, and we say, I don't have a talent. So here's a quick tip for you. If you think that you are talentless, one, every single person has a gift and every single person has a talent. What do people come to you for? What do people lean on you for? What do people ask you to help with? That's going to give you some insight into what your talents are, into what your purpose is. It's too easy for you not to exist on this planet. The odds are stacked against your survival. So if you're here, it's because you have a purpose and you do have a talent to give, and the world is here to benefit from what you bring to the world. So I really want you to look deeper and to figure out what do people come to me for, because that's going to give you some clues into what your gifts are. The other thing I hear from people, and this is myself included, they say, I know what my talents are. Thank you guys so much for those hearts. I really do appreciate it, because I know it might seem like this really super small, superficial thing that just giving someone hearts. What does that mean? But every time you give me a heart, or every time you put some money in the collection plate on the paypal.me link, you're saying to me that you believe in my dreams and you believe in my message, and that you want me to be just as successful as you want to be for yourself. And that helps build me up so that I can impact more lives. So thank you guys for that confirmation, because it is important to me and it keeps me encouraged, because I know all of us have difficulty sometimes staying encouraged. And so one of the reasons why people don't live out their purpose is because they're frustrated by not getting the results. And I just want to say to you, trust that it's coming. Have some patience. Know that you may not be getting the results right now, maybe because you're not ready to deal with success. And you think success only looks like one thing, but maybe there are some lessons for you to learn. And I think back to the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. So for those of you guys that are new to my scope today, I've been, as part of my faith challenge for myself, and one of my goals for 2016 is to read the Gospels again in the Bible. And in the story, Jesus gives us the parable of the prodigal son. And one of the things that's really important to note about the prodigal son is not so much that, he squandered away all his wealth, but the reason why he did is because he went to his father and he asked for his inheritance too soon. His father hadn't died, and his father said, I have this money set aside for you later, when I'm gone and you're ready. But he said, no, I wanted it now. And what happened when he wasn't ready was he squandered the money. He squandered the talents. And I think it said something like in 2 or 3 days' times, he had burnt through everything that his father had set aside for him because he wasn't ready. He didn't know how to manage it. He didn't know how not to listen to his carnal needs and his desires, and he just went all willy-nilly, and he squandered what was given to him. And luckily, he had enough humility to admit that he was wrong and to go back to his father and not even ask for his place back as his son, but just say, I know I was wrong, and I want to if you can just let me be a servant and give me a place to stay and bread to eat, I will be thankful. And his father ended up rewarding him even more so. We have to have that same attitude when we go before God and we go before the universe and we're asking for all of these things to be successful, not to tell God, I'm ready, but to demonstrate it in your actions and to demonstrate it to yourself so that you can have trust and confidence that when that $1 million comes, when that husband comes, when that business comes, that you can feel confident that you're going to do the right thing by it and the right thing by your talent so that you won't squander it. Because I'd rather be someone who have never touched success than to have someone reach this pinnacle and fall, because that's a much farther fall than me falling from the level that I'm on. And I just really encourage you that if you're not seeing success right now, just to keep persevering, because there's a reason why you may not have attained it yet, but it's coming as long as you keep being patient, as long as you keep serving, and as long as you keep paying attention to those messages and the lessons that are coming your way. The other thing that happens sometimes when we're not walking in our purpose, or we feel frustrated about it, is that we start comparing ourselves to other people. We start saying, how come this person got success? They don't deserve it. They're not a good person. How come this person has the wife or has the husband and has the money? They haven't done anything worthy. They're not a good person. And we start to feel jealous and we start to feel more insecure about our purpose. I want to remind you that your journey is yours and yours alone. And what that means is, just like I just said, that you might be being prepared for that next level. You have no idea how God is using those things in those other people's life. You're not privy to the whole context and the whole story and their whole path and what's coming on in their life. So we're only judging it from the external, and really, again, making it a heart thing and making it a trust thing and saying, I may not understand why someone has the things that I think I desire, but I know that I'm being prepared on my level to get to the level that's there for me. So don't worry. So the long and short of it is, don't worry about what anybody else had, because you don't know their story and you don't know their walk, and you don't know how that's going to serve them or not serve them in the future. You might be seeing them during their prodigal son moment when they're out squandering everything, and you don't know what their fall might be like. So don't be so quick to jump on the bandwagon and start to feel jealous about why other people are experiencing success when you aren't, because again, you don't know what their story is going to be or where it started. Aaliyah, you've just spoken for the last, I don't know how many minutes about what it means to walk in purpose, why we should not be afraid of walking in purpose. Who made you the authority on all of this? God has given me some authority because I have lived these things myself. When prior to 2012, I would say I was not walking my purpose. I didn't even know what my purpose was. But luckily, I knew enough to say that what I'm doing right now is not working. And I knew it wasn't working because God will do everything to get your attention. So through health crises, relationship crises, money crises, all of these things brought me to my knees. And what I learned in that moment was how to surrender. And surrendering simply means I release my desire to control what my life is going to look like, and I'm going to be open to receive whatever it is that God has for me. And so around 2012, I started to ask the questions. I started to surrender, and God removed all of those things from my life that I thought were important. And so one of the things that happened when I began to surrender and release is that more abundance came. More abundance came faster than I ever thought it was going to be and bigger than I thought it was going to be. And so I don't want to have a mixed message and have you think that you surrender to get something. You surrender because you know that that's what's important, but we are rewarded later with abundance. And so, but I'm human. And so what happened when I got that abundance? I got the job, I got the relationship, I got the money that I thought I wanted, and it was great, but then I hit a plateau. I hit a period of stagnation. And part of that stagnation was coming from, comparing myself to others, not being really clear about what I'm supposed to do. Now I'm getting all of this stuff. What do I do with it? And through that, I learned what my purpose was. And I learned that my purpose was ministering to other women and guiding other women and empowering them using my story and using my lessons to help transform their lives. And so once that happened, once I was able to identify this is what my purpose is, I was able to then share it with other people so that not only can I impact their lives, but I can also impact my own life. So I was living out my purpose. And I continued to learn lessons. And one of the lessons I learned, which was one that I didn't quite expect, but one lesson that I learned was that I was doing free. Meaning that I was coaching people for free. I was making myself available by text message and by my blog, by all these services I was giving away for free. And I robbed myself. And I don't mean robbing myself financially. I robbed myself and I robbed the people that I was serving when I was doing free. And what I mean by that was, what I noticed is when I started to do free, people were not committing to the process. People were not doing all of the work. People were not holding themselves accountable because they had no skin in the game. And because they weren't really utilizing the services and the teachings and the lessons that I was giving, they couldn't implement it into their own life in an effective way, and they couldn't see the results that were possible. And I realized that I needed to start charging people, and charging people not because I needed in my bank account, because quite frankly, on my day job, I make a great salary. That's not why I charge. But when I started to charge people and to charge for my services, it allowed them to be more committed to the process, which means then I was able to translate my goals and my purpose into having the impact that I wanted. And so as a result, I'm really excited that in 2015, I've impacted 48 lives. And that may not seem like a big number, but when I think back to 2014, the year before, when there was 0, I'm excited to say that in this calendar year, I've impacted 48 lives, and it's still climbing. And I have a goal for next year of 150 lives through my coaching, through my books, etc. So that's what I have for you all today. And this is what I want to use my story to help you out with. I want to teach you how to apply this process that I use to discover my purpose and to be able to impact lives and to be able to have that abundant life by you going to my website, ltheoryexperience.com, visiting the shop, and I want you to go ahead and download that Redesign Your Life and Activate Your Goals program so you can follow the process that I used in order to discover my purpose, create actionable goals, and have a clear picture about how you're going to serve the world and how you're going to make 2016 your best year yet. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for dropping the website below. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you for going to, paying it forward and paying a commitment to yourself just to say you're thankful for the message that I'm sharing with you today, either by sharing the scope, giving me those hearts, or making a contribution to ltheoryexperience.com through the link in my signature. So before I close out today, I have two quick things for y'all. Was there a 2-minute section on here that you think that I should snatch and share with the folks on Facebook? And what should be my song tomorrow? So after you go ahead and download Redesign Your Life, those are the two things that I need y'all to tell me real quick. Which 2 minutes and a song for tomorrow? If you're watching this on the rebroadcast, go ahead and share that information with me on Twitter. And my Twitter name is the same as my Periscope name, so you can just copy and paste that into Twitter. If not, thank you guys so much for spending your lunchtime with me. I hope that you have an amazing Monday, and I hope that to see you tomorrow, same time, same place. This is Aaliyah Mims of ltheoryexperience.com. Got you, Becca, the part about the prodigal son. I think a lot of people do need to hear that because I don't think people really think about how that applies to life or another way to think about that story. Thank you, guys.